By the way, my name's Jason. I'm calling from Texas. I had sent some IMs. I wanted to just briefly discuss yesterday's special election results in the 34th district.
Yes, this is in the Rio Grande Valley, and it's the first time a Democrat has lost that seat in 100 years. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it might be since like maybe the late 1800s. So yeah, but I mean, of course, we have to add some historical context. So obviously, like Democrats having a seat here for so long wasn't always a good thing, because the Democratic Party was what it was during those times, right? But yes, that seems about correct to me. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous.
You're doing great.
It's so crazy because, dude, what's so crazy is that I called about a year ago, and I remember you guys were kind of like interested in sort of like the dynamics between the right and the left and the growing like Trumpism and right-wing fanaticism here. And
I remember this call, actually. I remember this.
Dude,
because this was after, in the 2020 election, Trump did much better in the Rio Grande Valley than any Republican has done in ever, maybe.
Yeah, dude. So what was so crazy to me is that, and I'm sure there's like some callers that have been in my position. I have like regretted that phone call for a long time because I wasn't really like, I'll say this. Every time John from San Antonio calls, like he always has like a script, and I used to think like that is so ridiculous, like just call and have a conversation. And now I realize like, nah, John from San Antonio knows exactly what he's doing, and more people should
don't ever doubt John from San Antonio.
Yes,
dude, no. All right, so I want to get into it. So first of all, I do want to reaffirm what I said and what others have been saying, you know, more than a year ago after those results, is that, yeah, like the right wing, the roots are beginning to take shape. As a native Valley person, I've seen it myself. So one thing that I mentioned a long time ago, which is still true, is everywhere you drive, you'll see like a Blue Lives Matter sticker. Everywhere you drive, you'll see at least one Trump decal, at least. Some of them are updated, right? Some of them are like Trump DeSantis 2024. And so a long time ago, I remember I attributed a lot of that to machismo. And I think that is kind of true. I think people are, at least here, are very enamored by somebody who, you know, speaks the truth, even though it's mostly bullshit, right? But they've never seen a candidate that has that type of like style in terms of just speaking. Right. I also think we are like heavily militarized here. So if you, like, for example, in a little bit, my girlfriend's going to be so pissed off because I just ignored her phone call. She's like wanting for us to go eat, but I'm like, nah, I got to talk to y'all first. But we're going to step out right now and we're going to go get some lunch. And I guarantee you, we are going to see at least one Trump decal, at least one Blue Lives Matter sticker, and at least one Border Patrol car. There is a lot of Border Patrol here. And here, Border Patrol, and I've grown up here, so, you know, I'm also a teacher, so sometimes like I'll talk to my kids and I'll ask them, hey, like, you know, what do you want to do? You know, what are your plans? Blah, blah, blah. And some of them will tell me like, oh, I just want to go in Border Patrol. Like, yeah, my dad's a Border Patrol agent, and like, it's easy. Yeah, I have a friend who's not really political at all, and you know, he was kind of lost. He didn't know what he wanted to do with his life, and one of the things that he was considering was Border Patrol, because they pay over $100,000. You just got to stay fit. You got to pass certain exams, and you know, it's a key ticket into a different type of lifestyle that a lot of us never had growing up, because this is a very poor community. So I just want to add that a lot of the Blue Lives Matter stuff here is not, it's like divorced from what it actually is. We know that Blue Lives Matter is a right-wing, it's reactionary stuff to Black Lives Matter, but people here don't really view it as that. Why? Because a lot of them have family members that are in law enforcement. So they don't see it as some sort of anti-Black group. They see it as like, oh no, I'm just supporting my dad, or I'm just supporting my brother.
Right.
And so it's very difficult to really talk to these people when they don't see the
broader trends about it, that it's more.
Yeah, the broader trends. Yeah, and I want to say that it is so. So that's sort of some context as to what's going on here. Religion is also super big. So Catholicism, a lot of the pastors. So I know the candidate who won yesterday, Myra Flores, she had recently posted a picture of a bunch of local priests and pastors blessing her before the election. A little weird for obvious reasons, but that is honestly not surprising. So a lot of the church leaders here are very conservative. A lot of them are unfortunately very, and I'm sure this is like a wide scale trend, but a lot of them are falling for a lot of misinformation on Facebook. So here, like, the literacy rates are strong, right, as they are in any part of the country. But they're a little bit lower than other places, or than most places, I should say. College graduates, very low rate here. So it's, this is like a very fertile ground for misinformation. And so for the election results yesterday, that's the bad news, right? So I do want to get into some good news. The good news is that about a year ago, Richard Molina, he was a right-wing, pretty popular, well-financed mayor for the city that I currently live in Edinburg, Texas. And he's been embroiled in some scandals for a couple of years regarding corruption. And he actually lost his reelection campaign to a pretty centrist, sort of left-leaning mayoral candidate. They don't run on party lines here. I'm not sure how true that is for like across the country, but mayors don't run along party lines here. Yeah. But it's pretty clear that the guy who is currently mayor is like a Joe Biden type Democrat. So Richard Molina lost. Also want to add, he was spearheading an anti-abortion like legislation for the city of Edinburg, which is pretty strange because there are no abortion providers here anyways. So it was like really just like trying to like rile up the right-wing base here to help, galvanize support for his reelection bid, but he lost. So we also have Michelle Vallejo, who's a progressive, who just recently won her runoff. So that's pretty good. And then as for last night's election results, I'll be honest with y'all, the Democratic Party does not invest in our community. Unfortunately, the Republican Party does. So I know David Dane's website, what is it again?
American Prospect.
Yeah, so American Prospect, they just released an article maybe about, it had to have been within the last couple of weeks.
Emma spoke to Alex Salmon about that.
Yes, that was going to be my next question for you.
Wednesday.
Do you see?
We do. Yes, we do have one of those community centers. I've seen it. Every time I pass by it, though, it's pretty much empty. So I don't really know what their agenda is. I have never really investigated it. But when I read that article, I was like, dude, like I have.
But either way, even if it's not, even if it's empty, that means the GOP is recognizing that as like a hot point on their heat map.
Yeah.
No,
100%, 100%. So, and so like we don't see that type of investment from the Democratic Party here. I know yesterday the candidate who lost, his name is Dan Sanchez. By the way, he was kind of shitty. So, I mean, I don't like that Myra Flores won. I would have preferred a Democrat to win. But Dan Sanchez also, he recently announced that he was like a pro-life conservative Democrat. And so, and
we should also say that district is going away. It's being redistricted.
Oh, yeah,
and it's going to be a more sort of Democratic-friendly district when they're done, is my understanding. But, well, Jason, I really appreciate the call. You did a great job.
No problem, man.
All extemporaneous.
Thanks for taking my call.
Let's talk again. Don't wait a year next time.
I won't, man. Y'all be safe.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck with your girlfriend. That's what you get for putting her on hold. You get in trouble that way. It's my understanding.